Hello everyone, my name is Clay. Welcome to Terminally Nerdy, and we got ourselves a little Nerdsletter. I'm playing some Lord of the Rings Online on my captain, Vranik here. I am a man captain. So, I figured it would be a good time to update everyone, because I know not everyone checks my Patreon for public posts. You should. I use that almost like a website or a blog, patreon.com/terminallynerdy. Lots of posts are free, so you can go read updates there if you want. I also know not a lot of people check the community tab, because I actually have a community tab. Hooray! Oh, yeah, I gotta get my free Hobbit gift. Cool, don't care. What the hell? Yeah, just randomly use both of those, I don't care. So, yeah. I'm burned out. I'm just going to lay it on the table. I am burned out, not just from YouTube, but in general. Life in general. I am a bit burned out. I think many of us are. 2020 and 2021 were not fun experiences for most people. I have, surprisingly, evaded COVID, knock on wood. Knock on wood. As has my wife, mostly because I'm a work-from-home guy. Really? My phone just slid off and fell. Let me grab that. So really all I've been doing to survive and occupy my time has been YouTube and work. And that's basically all I've been doing. Work, YouTube. Work, YouTube. Would you stop? Thank you.
Could I speak with you?
Talk to Sarden at his cabin. Yeah, I'll do that. And I had a whole bunch of plans for 2022, 2 videos a month, this whole thing. If you watched the video that I did for the end of 2021, you would have seen all that. So, yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's not a motivation issue. I had someone say, oh, well, January's terrible for motivation. Has nothing to do with motivation. I am motivated to do things. I am tired. I am exhausted. I am mentally drained. I could have all the motivation in the world if I ain't got the energy for it. So, these past couple of weeks, I've just kind of sat back and thought. Ooh. And thought. At one point, I had the idea to do an entire series of videos on Lord of the Rings Online. I actually own a large chunk of this game. I do mean a large chunk of this game. I own about half of the current expansions, content-wise. The free-to-play model in Lord of the Rings is a mess, so you have to either subscribe or buy everything piecemeal, although they're going to hopefully change that, so that's nice. Follow the North Downs. Let me just read this. Yes, thank you. And yes, I read that fast. Cool. Okay, so what am I even got here? Oh, that's my trait tree. Wrong button. This one. Yep. Okay, so I've got all of these. Oh, is this? You know what? I'm just gonna cancel that one. That's so low. There we go. And, yeah. So I was going to do like monthly videos on this, sort of like a video journal on my adventures in Lord of the Rings Online. That is not going to happen. I mean, I even had stuff scripted out for it, and this whole thing, I'm not in the mood to do it, is I guess what it is. I've got a couple more gunplas I want to put together, but
how can I be of service?
Do I want to do the main quest line, or do I want to do other? You know what? I'm going to do the main quest line. Show me your travel destinations. This will be fine. Whee! I'll just ride. There we go. And yeah, so that's kind of where I am. I haven't been streaming because I just haven't had the energy. I've been dealing with a lot of just gibberish. That's the important thing. It's just a lot of nonsense. And I sat down and said, so what could I do creatively to kind of get the juices flowing again? And one thing that I've always wanted to attempt, and I've honestly been kind of afraid to, are those video essay, video retrospectives on old games. I did my own version of them for a little bit, the Nerdy Memories project. I'll put a link to that in the description box below, as well as links to the people I'm about to mention. But when I got to the Super Nintendo part of the Nerdy Memories thing, I did it, and I started messing around with the PS1 era and the PC era, and I realized I wasn't enjoying making the videos in the way I was making them. And that's why that one stopped. Like I was like, I'm just going to put it down until I figure out what I want to do with it. Because I tried to do my own little version of these retrospectives, talking about my memories of the games and if they held up now versus then. But if I'm being honest, the PS1 era was where I sort of stopped and went, okay, I don't want to do 5 to 10 minute mini reviews of these games because they mean a lot to me. The PC is where I first played an RPG. The very first RPG I ever played was Betrayal at Krondor. That was on the PC, but other than Betrayal at Krondor, I really didn't play a lot of classic RPGs growing up. I didn't. I played Doom and, stuff like that. The console that really fostered a love of long-term storytelling-driven RPGs is the PS1. I've played probably most of the well-known JRPGs on that system, and a lot of weird ones. I actually wrote out a ton. It's in the community tab. I wrote out like a list of all the ones I could remember offhand that I've played, just looking up lists of RPGs. Like, yeah, played that. There's some on there that are just freaking weird, man. Like Legend of Legaia. Who the fuck knows what that is? Azure Dreams. Who knows what that one is? These are weird, obscure ones that I've happened to play. And lately, I say lately, but like the last couple of years, I've been really into watching retrospective style reviews. Civ 11 does them on FPS games. I adore them, even though I don't actually play FPS games all that much. The Golden Bolt, he does them on a lot of like PlayStation era stuff. Like he's done Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper. He did a bunch on like old Shrek games, which was hilarious. He did one on Legend of Dragoon that's like an hour and a half long, and I absolutely love it. And then recently, Josh Strife Hayes has a channel called Josh Strife Plays, where he does videos called Was It Good? And he goes back and replays games from his childhood to see if they still hold up. And all of these people have kind of made me want to try to do that, but in my own way. That was a really high-level dude right there. Jesus Christ. Oh, well, look at this. I think that's Weathertop up there. Neat. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Getting back on. So, I wanted to try this, and I've been kind of afraid to because I don't know if I can. I'll be honest, I have no idea. I've never tried anything like that. The reviews I usually do are more analytical than they are retrospective. In fact, I actually posited out there, what does that even mean to people? And I got a lot of different answers of what the word retrospective in terms of videos means to people. So I kind of wanted to try my hand at doing a deep dive retrospective video. And as I thought about doing that, I actually got a little more of my energy back. I got a little more of my creative energy out there. And I was like, wait, could I? Can I? Is it possible? Can I do this? And I kind of thought about it. I said, you know what game I want to do this on? Grandia. It's an old PS1 RPG. Not many people seem to have played it. There's a remaster, which I have on both Switch and PC. And I have strong memories of Grandia. Could I do this? So yesterday, I would say Friday and Saturday, I started chatting with the Golden Bolt. So he's another YouTuber, and I've known him for something like 6-7 years now. He is one of the people who is responsible for me even still having a YouTube channel, as I knew him when I had my first YouTube channel. I deleted that first YouTube channel. Him and a couple of other people got real mad at me about this and convinced me to give it another try. So any of you who want to blame somebody for my existence on this platform, that's one person you can blame. He was my first ever patron. Like, literally, he convinced me to open a Patreon, and then he is literally the first person to jump in on it. So, yeah. He has been, quite literally, I think, the longest person supporting me outside of my buddy Virus. Those two are the reason I am... Oh, Jesus. That was some FPS traps. This game is not optimized well. So, I started asking him, because he's done them. I asked processes, how he sets it up, what he does, etc. Burzboth the Undying, as a big bear, as a bar. And he gave me a lot of tips, and yesterday I started recording. So I'm going to try this. Now this is going to preclude pretty much everything else. I'm just going to be working on the Grandia thing on my own time, at my own speed. So I have no idea when it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to come out. I don't know really anything outside of I don't even know what structure I'm going to do. Radagast the Brown. Cool.
What do you need?
Yeah. Defeat orcs, of course. Radagast, goblins, orcs. Yeah, I'll do that. It's fine, dude. Also, give me the other ones.
How can I be of service?
Collect Crabben Eyes? Oh, ravens. So, that's kind of where I am right now. That's my goal. Yeah, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know here. And when I say I've started, let me show you, because I've actually got some notes. Oh yes, I've got notes. Let me show you them. Let me show you my notes. Here. That should pop up on screen, right? Yeah. See, I've started notes. So, you know, I started working on it. This is kind of what I'm doing. Little story summaries. I'm doing this and this whole thing. So, I mean, I've already started work. One of my bigger concerns with doing this entire process was going to be space. Would I have enough space? Because the general idea behind these generally is you record the entire playthrough as if I was doing like a Let's Play or something. But then you edit down what you want to match the thing. So like the story synopsis that a lot of these YouTubers do, they focus on the big picture, the big moments, and they edit it down, and that's probably where I'm going, but with my own memories interspersed and my own voice, obviously. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So if you want to blame anybody for this, blame Bolt, Josh Strife Hayes, and Civi11. I will link favorite videos for all three of them in the description box and in a comment, because I want you all to go check them out. They are excellent YouTubers. And I'll be honest, I would have asked Josh and Civi questions if I was comfortable talking to them, and I'm not. I mean, technically speaking, I could ask Super Derek questions, but he doesn't do these kind of videos. He does more classic reviews. And I don't really feel comfortable half the time talking to him. The only one I feel comfortable talking to is Bolt, and that's only because I've known him for quite literally 6 to 7 years. So, yeah, just wanted to give you all an update. I may still do a video on Lord of the Rings towards the end of the year after I've played it for the entire year. Yeah, so... yeah, Burnout, guys. It's gals and all that. It's a thing, man. It's... takes you out. Also, this is also going to be a test to see how fast this uploads with my new fiber internet. Oh yeah, I got fiber. It's nuts. Like, how fast is my fiber? I don't know. Let me do a speed test while I've got you here. Let me see if it'll do it. Come on, connect. Yeah, watch it. This is dumb. I love this. I used to have cable internet. Bright House pissed me off. Like, legitimately pissed me the hell off. And, all I needed was a new modem from Bright House, Spectrum. And, they basically, the first person I asked, tried to upsell me immediately. Like, that was their solution, to upsell me. Don't fucking do that. I don't want to deal with that shit. If I ask you a question of how do I do X, answer that question, and then you can upsell. But, yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. That is fun. It's fun. Good times. Anyway, that's why I wanted to give you guys an update. As always, thanks for watching. The next video will most likely be this Grandia one whenever it gets finished. I have to play through the game. Grandia is about a 60-hour RPG, give or take. Then take all of the notes I've made, write out a script, and then edit everything together. And God help me, is this going to be complicated compared to what I usually do. But the only way to know if I can do it is to try. Till next time, everybody. Later.